Busting up black windows once you go down.
This is where the LFC 700 becomes different from normal cruisers. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not a motorcycle. This is a gym membership with headlights. The new 2026 Benda LFC 700 looks like Batman and a Transform had a baby and somehow gave it a 310-section rear tire. Today we find out if this beast is actually brilliant or just a rolling ego problem.
Welcome back to Turbo Torque Media, the home of horsepower, insanity, and machines that make your neighbors jealous.
Today we are reviewing the all-new 2026 Benda LFC 700, a motorcycle that refuses to follow any cruiser rules. It has a massive inline-4 engine, futuristic styling, Brembo brakes, TFT display, traction control, and a rear tire wider than some hatchback car tires. The 2026 Benda LFC 700 was officially showcased globally during late 2025 for international markets. Reports suggest the bike is entering multiple markets in 2026 with expected pricing around 11,990 euros internationally.
In India, expected pricing could stay around 8 lakh rupees ex-showroom if Benda enters officially.
And honestly, for this level of drama, that price sounds surprisingly reasonable. Now let's talk about the design, because this motorcycle clearly skipped normality and chose violence. The first thing you notice is that gigantic 310mm rear tire. Seriously, this thing looks like it stole tires from a muscle car. The long wheelbase, stretch body, aggressive LED lighting, bar end mirrors, and futuristic tank design make it look like a concept bike escaped from an auto show. And unlike traditional cruisers that scream old-school uncle energy, this one screams cyberpunk bodybuilder. You don't park this motorcycle, you display it like modern art. Underneath this crazy body sits a 676cc liquid-cooled inline-4 engine producing around 85 horsepower and 60 Nm torque. This is where the LFC 700 becomes different from normal cruisers. Most cruisers use lazy V-twin engines that sound like they're permanently sleepy. But Benda said, nah, let's build a cruiser that sounds angry at 10,000 RPM. The bike gets a 6-speed gearbox, chain drive system, and a top speed close to 160 km/h.
And yes, it can definitely turn fuel into noise very efficiently.
The cockpit feels surprisingly premium. You get a full-color TFT display, modern electronics, ride modes, ABS, traction control, LED lighting, and premium switchgear. The riding position is low and stretched out, giving serious muscle cruiser vibes. Honestly, sitting on this thing probably makes you feel 37% cooler instantly. Bike also uses KYB suspension and Brembo brakes, which means Benda didn't just spend money on styling, they actually cared about performance too. Compared to the older LFC 700, the 2026 version feels more refined and globally focused. The design stays aggressive, but the newer version adds improved electronics, updated ride modes, traction control, and better premium finishing. The older bike already looked insane, but the new one looks like it got upgraded by Marvel Studios, and thankfully, the inline-4 MADS remains untouched. The motorcycle does include important rider safety features like dual-disc Brembo brakes, ABS, traction control, and advanced chassis engineering. So while it may not have official crash ratings like cars, it definitely brings serious braking hardware. And with that massive tire, the bike probably has more road grip than your Wi-Fi connection. Riding this motorcycle feels like controlling a heavyweight futuristic missile. It's low, long, dramatic, loud, and attention-grabbing. This is not the motorcycle for someone who wants to stay unnoticed. People will stare at you. Kids will point at you. And honestly, fuel economy is probably the last thing buyers of this motorcycle care about. The 2026 Benda LFC 700 is not trying to be practical. It's trying to be unforgettable. And in a world full of motorcycles that look identical, this machine dares to be crazy. If you want comfort and logic, buy a commuter. But if you want drama, presence, inline-4 soundtrack, and a motorcycle that looks like it escaped from the future, the Benda LFC 700 might be one of the wildest cruisers of 2026. If you enjoyed this review, hit that like button, subscribe to Turbo Torque Media, and comment below. Would you ride this futuristic muscle cruiser, or is it just too crazy for daily life? See you in the next video. Until then,
Stay loud and stay turbocharged.
Pulling up black windows once you go down. You must be crazy if you think that I'ma slow down. But wanna hear it talking shit, fuck the drama. Keep it coming, I'ma send you to your mama. Mr. Whip, 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 get the gun down. Dropping bodies in the place till the sun's out. Can't fuck with this, I'm going to try. Just when the bullets fly, I'm the last one to die.